Bonjour, Wache, Danse. My name is Walter James Naveau from the Matagami First Nations. I am of the Wolf Clan. In ceremony and in my home I'm known as Wab Squemakwa White Bear. Today it is an honor and a privilege to be addressing you, to seek and try to find the words which I find when they take the smudge, because it's only through a creator that these words will come. And to do those things, I was told at ceremony to keep it simple. That was through Peter, the late Peter, John, and Paul. These people that have given me good teachings as to who we are as Anishinaabe. But I'd like to thank John and his spouse for helping me to light the smudge, to make sure, like, for those that don't understand, to make everything work good, to take the negativity away, but only to look with good and clear eyes and a good heart and spirit. I would like to acknowledge, first and foremost, those that have thought about this, to put your name in, to run for chief and council. This is a big task, because once you take that upon you, you're humbling yourself to work for the people that have many needs. Not each one is the same. So I would like to say to all candidates that have looked inside themselves to decide to run for that position, I wish you the best, and that Creator be with you. And with that being said, I would like to also to acknowledge the very ones that hold us together. I call them the very fabric of our society, of our homelands. And those whom I mean are our elders. Our elders left us something. Our elders left us so many things that we are not using. For example, language. Language defines us. Language, it tells us who we are. When we could speak our own language, can you imagine what we can do, what we can accomplish? I say that because we owe it to the elders that have been on these waters you see behind me. They used to paddle these waters, and when they paddled it, they did not speak in the language I am using. We borrow English. So to the elders, I want to acknowledge you and say thank you for being there for all of us. You're the very ones that hold a community together. And sadly, we have not used this, nor this, to hear what our elders have to say. We put them aside when they're our most valuable people, because they're the knowledge keepers. When I say that, I think about so many of them. The late Norman Naveau, Andrew Locke, Sam Luke, William McKay, Margaret Naveau. I can go on and on about our elders. When we have those elders here today, Leonard Naveau, Morris Naveau, there's so many elders. And I am grateful and privileged to have the time to go in the bush with Leonard, to gather medicines, to bring home. Leonard spoke of Mishkiki, that his dad had learned him. And now we are gradually coming back. It has been told when someone came to visit me, Barbara came with Sema in her left hand, close to her heart. She said, I didn't only come to visit, but I come to ask you to run for chief. I decided, yes, I will, because she talked about change. There are many issues we have in our community that we need to deal with. One person cannot change a community. it takes a community to make things happen. And right now, we're living in our own silos. We do not visit. We visit through a screen. I would like to acknowledge our chief at council that we have right now for the work that they have done and the predecessors before them that have paved the way so that all the children can have a safe space. I would also like to acknowledge the off community members that are living off Matawagami First Nations. You're as equally as important as those that are living on Matawagami. Your voice needs to be heard at the table. I would like to acknowledge the LGBTQ2 people because they have rights too. And we mustn't forget about the MMIW, missing and murdered woman. We have to create awareness. And today I'm very grateful we have a program called Choose Life. I recall when I was there, when it all started off, and now we call it Sundown. I was glad to be part of that team where Choose Life will go on and on. With that being said, it is my dream and vision, should I become a chief, that we could sit with the people and talk about Choose Life and what we could do with a program, because it's about life. Sometimes I think we need to utilize the land, as what the late George Naveau said. He said, Wally, you talk about healing. He said, I'll tell you what you have to do. You have to use the land. And now the Choose Life program gives us an opportunity to address many issues that our people face, including drugs and alcohol. And there's another important issue. We have to address a curriculum based on our needs, based on our aspirations, and a vision. We need to incorporate a language in our school so that our children can ensure the longevity of our people. Can you only imagine if the language disappears? Where are we? We need language because it's who we are. That's what distinguishes us as Anishinaabe people. I was here for a while. I had the honor to be serving the people for 5 terms. And also I had the honor to do that 3-year term for Deputy Grand Chief. And I had many opportunities to meet ministers and to learn and to hone my experiences out there and how to obtain and how to challenge a government. I am not one to stand back and let things not happen. Rather, I choose to meet the government. But in doing so, I need people behind me. I need people that can write programs, that could write, I got lost for words there, that could write proposals. Anybody could put a proposal together, but it needs substance and it needs data. And that's why I say, when I was working as a Deputy Grand Chief, I had a very intelligent, knowledgeable worker. And he helped me to do many things, including homelessness and So Lookout, and talking at many meetings throughout NAN. 49 communities I got to address the problems. But in saying that, we all have to work together, not only Matawagami, but all communities, to create one vision, one journey on the Good Red Road, so that we can ensure longevity of our people. We talked about old age home for how many years? I still don't see it. I ask, give me that opportunity. I will go to the front. I will fight for you, along with council and you behind me to lead me. I have a dream. That dream includes all people, our children, so that we can have a healthy community. And when I think about the drugs that have taken our people. It's a sad thing. We cannot allow this to happen. We talk about fentanyl. We can't put it under the rug. We need to address it. We need to have a forum where we can talk with the people. And this is what I would like to do as your chief, to call meetings, regular meetings. And my mandate is going to be your mandate, where we will hear from you, the people, what you would like to see, so that we can work with something that's tangible, but it's yours. You take owner of it. You take ownership of all what you would like to see, so then we can go out there, and we all have to have our own mandates in chief and council, so that we have our own pieces that we could put together like a puzzle. One can look at education, health, drugs and awareness, and looking at our children. And we also need more counseling in this community to address mental health. Sadly, that's failing us so bad. We don't have enough work in looking at the mental health aspect, because people are hurting here with mental health and not enough is being done. I ask you, let me be your chief. I could show what I could do. If you look at my track record, you could go look at what I had done as a chief and also as Deputy Grand Chief. Look under Walter Naveau, Deputy Grand Chief. You could see what I had worked as for a missing and murdered woman, and Children Aid Society, where we work with human rights to finally get the money that we can give to the children. I can't speak from a script, but the script is in my heart, a vision that I share. I think everyone shares the same vision. What do you want? What do you see? A healthy community where the children can be free, so they can know their language, themselves, and where we're going. And when I think out about the past, our people, they spoke Ojibwe. Now, we all speak a borrowed language. And I also like to see where we can have sweat lodges again. And long lodge. The long lodge is important. We need that in our community, where we can have a long lodge-based teaching out of the classroom, where we can learn. Bamad Zewin, good life, to walk on good red road. Those are the things we need. So when we learn outside, your feet is touching Mother Earth, Turtle Island, we can take some of our teachings out of the classroom and incorporate it to the land, and ask all the Mushroom and Kokums and those that were here before us to help us, so that we can rekindle those things that are dormant. We need to light that sacred fire, not just when people pass away, but all the time when we do ceremonies. There are many ceremonies we can do. I know many people that are willing to come and help us to walk that good red road. Do not be afraid of change. If you look at us the way we are today, we need to change, because change can only enhance a better life for your children, and respect for the elders, and to have talking circles so that we can know. Perhaps it's too simple, the things I speak of. But I want to say, I've had good teachers, and I think I can do these things. It always was my vision. I used to go out there paddle and put tobacco down 15 years ago, asking Creator, let there one day be a lodge here. 15 years ago I put Sema down. I don't want to wait 15 more years. I may not be here, but I would like to see it now, where our children can have a place where they can go and lodge, learn about themselves, learn to pick Sema, learn to turn pipe. Those are our ways. And I ask you, take a good look Where are we today? I would ask, let's all walk on that good red road together, not as one, but in that kind spirit of unity. What I mean is, in prayer, in friendship, through the 7 grandfathers' teachings, so that each and every one is ensured that their place is the right place, so that your children and those yet not born will have something, a legacy, a rebirth of a nation that is so vital if we're to survive as a nation. And in conclusion, there's many more things I would like to talk about, but should I become your chief, I will share those things. But my mandate is your mandate. And once again, I ask of you to look inside yourselves and myself too. I speak with humbleness, and I only can do it through prayer. And that's the way I was taught. My sons used to tell me, Dad, before you go to meeting, let's smudge and pray. And that's what I would do. My sons would make me do these things, and I still do that today. And we need to find out who we are. So I would like to say to each and every one, again, should you become the council and chief, please do right. Don't put yourself on a pedestal. Put yourself below where you work for the people, and put the people above, so that you know your people are rightfully represented, not only in Matagami, but out there in the political arena where the big fights are. We don't fight here, but let's fight out there. For those that are past, for ones that are already gone to the spirit world, but for the older people today that have a dream, let's make that a reality instead of talk. In closing, I would ask of you to vote for me, Walter James Naveau, so that once again I can work for you, but also I will listen, as I have had before. I will listen to what you got to say, because it is important that you have a voice, off reserve and on. Let me be that voice for you, and we will have those meetings all the time, and we will have ceremony, we will have feasts, and we will do things in a right way. And I ask again, let's put the past behind, put all malice away, and not to harbor bad thoughts, but rather let's pray for our neighbor. They need each other. We all need each other here in our community. With that, I would like to say, Ehau, Kichimigwich, thank you for listening to me. Ehau, miigwech.